Welcome back, our beautiful listeners, our audience, and our viewers. Welcome once again to Lead Talk Podcast and Lead Talk TV. This is the special episode because you all love to be a leader, and today we are in for a treat. I want
Yeah,
to welcome my founder and a co host, Dr. Gerald Amandu, who is an expert on leadership. So, welcome, Dr. Gerald.
thank you. Pleasure.
Okay, and today's podcast, when we say about leadership, is about the levels of leadership every leader should know and develop to achieve their success. So, we spoke about a lot of other aspects previously in terms of
Mm.
leadership, what leadership is, what leadership is not. And you all, I must thank you all to have your beautiful responses, comments, and downloads. I
Yes.
once again urge you to stay tuned with us because we are committed to bring the best value to you. And thank you for subscribing. Also, please share this message across with your loved ones and to the one with whom it matters most. Having said that, let's get straight back to our today's topic, which is the levels of leadership every leader like you should know and develop to achieve the greater success. So, over to you, Dr. Gerard. How would you like to start with?
Oh, beautiful. I like this. Thank you for your very generous introduction, my co host, Coach Shilpa Joshi. I want to start today with a quote. And this quote comes from one of the great leaders of our times, and that's John C. Maxwell. And one of the things he mentions about leadership is that you don't overcome challenges by making them smaller, but
Mm-hmm.
rather by making yourself bigger.
Wow. Can you say it again?
John Maxwell says, you don't overcome challenges by making them smaller, but by making yourself much bigger than the challenge.
Beautiful,
And this
beautiful.
is interesting, and this should sink as we begin our session. Over to you, Shilpa.
Okay, that's very beautiful line, and he's a legendary leadership expert. So I want to start with first straight question is that why should even anyone bother to understand different levels of leadership? Because this is something you do as a part of your work and a job. So
Mhm.
why understand different levels, Dr. Gerard?
Oh, beautiful answer. Before I answer that question, I would like to give some context on why it's important to understand the different levels. You see,
Yes.
over the years, there's been a real struggle for many people to understand the different levels of leadership. And to ensure that there's clarity, many experts of the past, and particularly one of the contemporary people, like John Maxwell, the New York bestseller, and coach like you and like me, summarize the different levels at which leaders operate into five elements. And this is what is going to form the basis of our discussion today.
Okay.
So,
Mhm.
coming back to your question, then why is it important that every leader, every manager should understand this? Now, the simple answer is for the purpose of clarity. You see, when you know where things stand, then it is very easy for you to know the different steps you need to take in order to go to the next level. So, knowing the different levels, it will provide a platform for every listener here and
Yeah.
others who will be listening to know, okay, where am I at this point? And where should I go? What should be my next level? In the previous episode, we talked about the next level in your career.
Yes.
And so
Yes.
the same applies with your leadership career. So, where is the next level? So, knowing the different levels helps us to know that we need to be able to move in the direction. And this awareness is not only important for the learner, for the
Mhm.
person, but also for the leader, because then you say, okay, if these are the different levels, where am I? And where should I be so that I can lead my people in the right direction? So that fundamentally gives a framework for everybody to move forward from.
Wow, this is so beautiful because once we understand why we are even learning the different levels, as you said, that once we know where we are and what is that next level awaiting for me to lean forward towards, that gives you a directional approach to your growth. So that's wonderful. So now that you have clarified some background information and articulated why it is important even to know the different levels, what are these levels you would like start with and wants our listener to know and then pursue those levels?
Oh, beautiful. Great question, Coach Shilpa. Now, for simplicity purposes, we will divide these levels, as I mentioned previously, into 5 different levels, the 5 different capabilities of the leader. And we
Sure.
will start with level 1. Now, with level 1, these are the things the leader will do. In terms of what we call it, level 1 is what we call positional leadership. So on
Yes.
a typical day, the
Mm-hmm.
positional leader is just a leader because of the title they have.
Right.
They could be a new head of department. They could
Mm-hmm.
be a new accountant. They could be a new startup founder. Simply because they have a title entitles them to be a positional leader. Now,
Mm-hmm.
the interesting thing here is on a typical day, such a leader leads by the rules, right? They're basically ruling over their people. They're not leading them.
Yes.
And yeah, so to be clear, I want as the listener, you need to pay attention to this. This is the lowest level of leadership. Reason being, people follow you only because you are the boss, because you are the head of department, you are the manager of that division, or you started a business. You've given people a job. That's the real reason why they respect you, not for any other thing. So the reason why we say this is low is because if that position changed, you won't get the kind of respect you get because of that. So you are simply a leader because of an appointment letter or because you're a founder. So that's not
Wow.
a good place to be. So the
Okay.
lesson here is, as John Maxwell wrote, everything is wrong with using your position to get people to follow you. Why? Because leadership is influence, right?
Yes.
So at this level, you have absolutely no influence. So it's not good to be a leader when you have no influence because you are actually not a leader. So this form of leadership does not work because people under you will only do things because they have to do. They have no motivation and they don't have the heart. They're not creative.
Yeah.
And they are really ready to move to the next shiny object, the next ship, if you like, that comes to the door.
Wow.
Okay. So
Wow.
this
That's
is the
wonderful.
problem with this level, coach.
Wow, wonderful, wonderful, Dr. Gerald. And this is actually a quite awakening statement that this is just a leadership by position, and it's not, that's why it's not just effective because there is no influence, there is no effort. If only
Yes.
it is title which is being used for exercising that leadership position. And you said that the position leaders should immediately get work to get to the second level of leadership capabilities. And can you explain a little more on the second level and how it is different from this first positional leadership level?
A beautiful question, beautiful. You see, Coach Shilpa, position leadership is significantly different from level 1. Okay, level 1 and level 2 are different.
Yeah.
And the main difference here is people begin to follow you in the next level, in the second level of leadership,
Mhm.
because they want to follow you, not because they are forced as it is in level 1. Now,
Okay.
as we mentioned, leadership is influence.
Yes.
And since it is influence at this level, at this second level, people are following you willingly. And the reason for this is you begin to influence them. They come to you because of the actions. In essence, Shilpa, they give you permission. Okay, the
Mhm.
people you lead you give you, Coach Shilpa, here is my permission. Hypothetically, they literally give you permission to lead them. So it's no longer just because you're an appointed leader or you are a founder of an organization, but it's because already you have won their hearts. And I'm sure you've heard this, listeners, you've had comments like this leader won my heart. It is at level 2 that you get to win people's heart. And this is where you get to influence them, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
one of the key things we need to mention, we remember Coach Shilpa here, is that people go along with leaders they get along with.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very important. So the key point here is relationship building. So what makes the first level leader different from the second level leader is the genuine interest to build relationship with other people. In a way, the level 2 leader, what we call the permission leader, is one of us. The team members see them not as a boss, but rather part of us. Okay.
Wow.
So the lesson for us here at Coach Silpa is that strong leadership, relationship building is the kingpin or the queen pin that will turn your leadership to the next level. So by being a relationship builder, people will permit you to lead them. And it's where influence begins.
Yes. Wow, that's amazing. This is really a great insight, because shifting from position leadership to permission is important, because that is where your influence is coming into a picture. Building strong relationship is more powerful than positioning. And then I would really like to know, like how you said, like level 1 leader can move to level 2 with a strong leadership and relationship building, because that is a deeper impact. So how then level 3 leader is different from level 2, which is a permission leader?
Oh, beautiful. Please lean forward. This is quite interesting. Now we're getting to really how leadership goes to the level. You see, at level 3, the focus of the leader is producing results. The leader at this point creates tangible results. At the production level, people are drawn to the leader because of what he or she does for the organization. When the annual report is released, when the bank balance is seen, when the reports are read, when the trophies are displayed, this is when you see, yes, Coach Shilpa has led the team. So-and-so has led the team, right? So this is the level where results become very apparent. Now, the interesting thing at this level, the leader is oriented in result, but in achieving result, the leader doesn't forget the permission of the people, right? The leader is still a boss because of virtue of being the CEO or the founder or the department head. The leader also still keeps the permission, nurtures the relationship. But at this level, level 3, the leader is also focusing on the goals and objectives of the company and making sure the results are there, making sure that the trophies are there. And this is what makes the leader really good. And this is where really your leadership takes off. It's like if you imagine an imaginary flight, this is where there's maximum thrust and the plane is ready to take off. So what separates true leaders from positional leaders is this ability where they're able to move people, take off with the results of the company. And the interesting thing, I like that. I like that. The interesting thing here is they are not only productive, but that productivity kind of spreads into the entire team, right? And this is where the team brings in a lot of results, because the leader himself or herself is producing results that has a momentous effect on the other people. And at this point, there's great momentum. Just like a train that is a bullet train that is moving fast forward. This is how the leader, the production leader goes. And They do this by creating an environment that is calm and it attracts highly productive people, Coach Silpa.
Wow, I already started feeling that momentum inside me when you start going from level 1 to level 2 relationship, now the
Yeah,
results level. And when the
yeah,
results are produced, it motivates everybody because people see the
yes,
difference, people see the numbers going up, people see that winning trophies coming in, maybe in the terms of the profit, maybe in terms of client satisfaction, but
yes,
results are there. So you said
yes,
that level 3 leadership gets to them, the leader onto another gear along with the
yes.
team. And then what does I'm curious to know then what is level 4 leader would do. Please elaborate. And I am very keen along with our audience to know the big difference.
Absolutely. Yes, my co-founder. Level four leadership, even takes the leadership gear to yet another level. You remember, you mentioned in the previous episode that
Yeah.
at every level, there's always another level. And
Yes.
so one of the things we try to do on this podcast is to demonstrate to you, listener, that there's always another level. So at level 4, this is where the leader, in addition to results, focuses on people development.
Hmm.
Because at this level, you have many belts, right? You
Wow.
have many accolades. But more importantly, you now focus on your people. You have a position, you have permission, you have demonstrated your excellence in producing profits for your company.
Yes.
So then the next trophy that you add to your belt is your constant desire and action toward developing your people. And the
Right.
key lesson, Coach Shilpa, here is that
Hmm.
people will follow you because of what you've done for them personally.
So true.
Yes, it is good to be the best department in your organization, to
Hmm.
have one all this on all that, and during the annual retreats and all that, they say yes, our department did good, but people are more enthusiastic when that success touches them personally.
Hmm.
And this is what separates level 4 leaders because, yes, they create wins for the company, but individually, because every morning when you leave home, we are going for your job,
Yeah.
you have some desire that I want to achieve this. So the
Yes.
level 4 leader looks for that thing that every member of the organization has, the people under him or her. So they look for what is this person looking for, so that they take this person to the next level, every individual.
Hmm.
So it's very important. They invest, level 4 leaders, invest their time, their energy, their money, their thought process to growing others so that they become better leaders. And this is regardless whether they're young, whether they're female or male, or whatever
Yes.
religious obligations and whatever differences society may put. So the level 4 leader is above all those little segregations in society, but it takes the people really to the next level. And this is what makes them superpowers.
Wow. Wow. I actually love this particular level is because it is combining previous three plus
Mhm.
adding on the top is to driving the people and people following you is a
Yes,
real leadership because without followers, there is no leader, right? So
exactly. I
actually
like that.
people will follow you because they know that you are producing great results for our organization, but you are
Yes.
also taking a keen interest as their leaders so that they also grow when the organization grows. Otherwise, it's not going to be a cohesive growth. So, this type of leadership at level 4 is very, very significant. And thank you for sharing that with us, Dr. Gerald. And I guess now it's the time to crown it all with a pinnacle level of leadership. What would you say?
Yes, beautiful. I love that, Coach Shilpa. I totally agree. This is now the crown of it all, the icing on the cake, if you like.
Yes, yes,
And as one of the great politicians of UK said, and that's Churchill Wilson, he said that we make a living by what we get, but we make a life by what we give.
Wow.
Let me say that again.
Beautiful.
We
Yes.
make a living by what we get. We make a life by what we give. So
Beautiful.
at this level,
Hmm.
the leader is all about giving. Remember, we said in level 4, the leader
Mm-hmm.
builds individual leaders,
Mm-hmm.
the people within their team. But at level 5, the leader is seen by people because of the uniqueness they have. In a way, they become the shining star.
Yeah.
Now, they are still level 4, but beyond that, now they carry the entire organization, the people in the entire organization. So, like level 4, you are focusing, you're building your individual teams, right? I'm in HR department, I'm in finance department, I'm in customer service. But as a level 5 leader, people follow you because of who you are and who you represent. At this
Hmm.
point, the leader at this level stands out from everyone else. They
Yeah.
are basically cut above and they bring success to wherever they go. Now, a leader like this, if they are taken from finance department and taken to HR department, they will still shine because they have mastered the different people. Basically, they are growers of people. They're
Yeah.
mentors like you and me, Coach Shilpa.
Yeah.
The main difference at this level is mentorship.
True.
They have the capacity to grow groups of people. Level 4 grows a few people, but this grows the entire organization, the people in the entire organization. And so the interesting thing with these actions with leaders at level 5 is that they lift the entire organization.
Yes.
It's the whole ship that goes up. They create an enabling environment. The momentum is super, super. And everybody feels, yes, they touch every person, whether it's the janitor, whether it's HODs or C-suite, depending on the nature of the organization, they touch everybody from the lowest to the highest, including the customers. So the leader here focuses on growing the entire people, not just individuals, but as groups, so that the HR department grows, the revenue department grows, the customer service department grows, whatever business you are doing, they are growing the organization. So this is why people say my organization has tripled, quadrupled. This is the work of a level 5 leader. And the key lesson we learn from here, Coach Silpa, is that
Yeah.
as people grow, the organization inevitably grows because
Yes.
you can have the buildings, right? But the buildings are not the things, right? It's the thing that makes the thing super. And this is you and me. These are the people who fill this organization. So the Pinnacle leader focuses on building everybody. They take the janitor to the next level. They take the driver to the next level. They take the accountant to the next level, right? The sales rep, they take them to the next level. So here, what makes it so unique is that the leader touches the life personally of everyone in the organization and encourages them along their career growth. And would
Yes.
ask questions like, you're a janitor, so you've been sweeping, you've been cleaning for the last 5 years. In the next 2 years, what do you want to be doing? Right? If
So
a
true.
leader asks those kind of questions, then that is a pinnacle leader. And in this way, you could literally say the leader is a true captain, taking the whole shipload of people in the entire company to the next level. And a key element here is that the leader really becomes the mentor, the leader is the coach, the leader creates an environment of ownership where the janitor feels personally responsible, the driver feels personally responsible, the HR manager feels personally responsible. Everybody has their space, but they want to do the best so that the entire organization grows.
Wow, this is beautiful because this is really a
Yes.
pinnacle level. And would you agree, Dr. Gerard, is that most of the business owners strive for this level of leadership because they lift the whole organization up.
Absolutely. So great leaders, great business, whether you're in professional employment, you're in a bank, you're an insurance company, you're an export company, you're in different kind of business. This is the level where, as a business owner, as the CEO, as the HOD, this is where you really want to be.
Yes.
And you come to this point as a point of summary after you have conquered the position. You remember the position leadership is really the entry point for most people,
yes,
right? Because unless you're a business owner, for most people who do the regular career growth, position entitles you to that. And then from there, you go to permission, then you go to production, to people development, until you are at the pinnacle level where you have the capacity to lift different organizations.
Yes.
And mark you, this is why CEOs are paid extremely high. Have you seen that CEO moves from one organization to another? Their salaries are 4-5 times, sometimes 10 times the highest. It's because of this pinnacle ability to lift this ship to the next level. So to help you better understand this concept, what I have done is I have made a special bonus for you of the 5 levels of leadership. So make sure you read it, share it with other people, and also we want you to subscribe. We want you to download this and share this episode with others. Shilpa, what would you like to say?
Absolutely. First of all, I want to thank you, Dr. Gerald, for taking us through. Even me, I learned a lot about the 5 levels of leadership. Because when you understand the different levels, you can assess your own position and you know what is that next step I need to take to become that next level leader. So not only my influence grows, but the result grows and the people give me permission to lead them so that I can also help them grow so the organization grows. So this is helpful not only to the seasoned leaders, business owner, but also for the aspiring leaders. And yes, thank you for creating that special bonus. I would request all our subscribers, audience, and viewers to download the special bonus, which is 5 levels of leadership, so that you can just take a printout and keep in front of you every single time you're thinking about enhancing your leadership. So subscribe, download, and share this episode with your colleagues, family, the loved ones. Join our private leadership and career transition communities. Also download another bonus for working professionals and avoid those mistakes. And do reach out to us for coaching, consulting, guest speaking needs. Please do not hesitate to reach out to us. We are just one mail away, which is writing to us at leadtalkpodcast@gmail.com. Yes. By the time we meet next time, I would repeat our message is stop following, start leading, because today Dr. Gerald has given you the basic principles of leadership. Dr. Gerald, over to you.
Yes, so we are really ready to assist you with career growth, with leadership development. Go ahead, write to leadtalkpodcast@gmail.com. We'll see you next time. In the meantime, stop following, start leading.
Yes. See you again.
Beautiful. See you again. Bye for now.
Bye.
Thank you.